All right, welcome back to One Bills Live. Chris Brown, Steve Tasker with you, and pleased to be joined now in studio by Bills cornerback Xavier Rhodes, who is our fresh off the field interview this week, which is brought to you as always by Austin Air, the official clean air provider of the Buffalo Bills. Xavier, man, it's like you got here, there was like a little hiccup there with an injury, then you're working your way back, and then bang, you're on the active roster, and then bang again, you're in the lineup. Like, I mean, I know you've seen a lot in your time in the league. I mean, you're a 10-year vet and everything, but how was that kind of that was a new transition, right?
Yeah.
It's a little different than what you used to in terms of ramping up for a season.
Yeah, I mean, it was something to get accustomed to, but mentally I had to fight myself throughout, you know, and tell myself, you know, trust the process, trust myself, trust my technique, trust my teammates. So.
Yeah, I told you, it's always uncomfortable until you come to a new place and all of a sudden you're hurt. Now you can't contribute. Now you're just kind of like, all right, I got to get ready. You can't, even, you know, you don't feel like you can contribute right away to show the guys how much you can. Now that you can get on the field, and I was teasing you before we came on, but you've got some, let's finger quote, experience. But you're in a room, with some young dudes.
Yeah.
Like Christian Benford and Kyer Elam, but you also have Tre'Davious over there as well. It's got to be a really good, nice mix.
Yes, man. You would be amazed on how the room is. You have guys that's young in year 1 and year 2, then you have guys that's in year 10 and year 5 or 6 or 7. It's like a mixture of everything. But we all connect. We all come together. We all understand one another. And having a group of guys like that, man, the sky's the limit. You know, and I feel good in this group.
I know that you've probably crossed paths with Trey before just by the length of time you've been in the league, the length of time he's been in the league. But his teammates always talk about how the vibe is different when he's on the practice field. Now, you saw him getting ready for a while, but then, you know, the last couple of weeks, and not only on the practice field, on the game field too, there's a vibe to him. What's it like lining up with him, whether it's practice or a game? Does he just make it fun, or what is it about his vibe, if you can explain it from a teammate perspective?
You just said fun. He makes it fun. He makes you feel comfortable. He makes you happy. He just make you don't think about the things that happened previous. You know, he keeps you looking to what's present and the future, you know, and
next play.
And next play, basically, you know. So and that's a good leader to have on your team that's going to keep a smile on your face when you're looking down and holding your head down. He's going to come to you, tell you a joke, or tell you what you need to work on, but in the most positive way.
So you've been around the block, been to the Pro Bowl, you were all pro. I mean, you've got some skins on the wall. I mean, you've accomplished some things. You got a group of this group now and this defense with this team and the expectations that are attached to it. Tell us what the vibe is in the locker room about that and your experience and how that intertwines.
The vibe is just basically not to feed into it, not to feed into the noise, you know. And once you feed into it, then you start to put more weight on your shoulders than what you need to. And once you just get the call and make the plays and do what you need to do, I mean, sky's the limit. You know, you ain't got to worry about anything else.
You've got big division games here, 3 in a row. You took care of business in the first one last Thursday. Get that nice little mini bye here down the stretch. That had to feel good. Oh. And then, but then you know these are going to be rock'em sock'em games with these division opponents that are fighting for the same thing you guys are fighting for. How do you kind of walk into this? Because, you know, you want to treat every game that you're playing as the most important one when it's sitting there in front of you. But at the same time, you don't want to make it bigger than it is so you could stay focused on the task at hand. So how do you go into this Jets game, especially knowing they got you guys the first time?
Just saying it's the next game. But also I want to state that every team in this division is pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, they about 500, plus 500, you know. So we got to go in each and every game. We play in the division game knowing that, hey, this division is pretty tough, and they're coming after us. So coming this week, we know they're gonna come after us again and try to win this game. So we got to just play hard ball and play our keys.
Yeah, one of the things I would ask you, early in your career, Leslie Frazier was your head coach in Minnesota.
Yeah, it's rookie year, your rookie year, right?
And then now today, it just came out, he's now in the Black College Football Hall of Fame this year, class of 2023. He's an accomplished guy. We talk about it. He's one of the legendary members of that 85 Bears team, all of that stuff. And now he comes back after all these years, and he reaches out, and then you're playing under him again as defensive coordinator. Tell us about that relationship.
Oh man, it's a great relationship. I remember when I was a rookie, he just trusted and believed in me, and gave me the opportunity to play as a rookie, to start as a rookie, and knowing what I know now, if you have the opportunity coming in and starting, and starting when you playing against Megatron, it's like that's a big guy, that's a prime time guy. They trust you to be on him,
Right?
So it's like, yeah, that shows a lot, like how much trust he had in me, and to bring me here also it kept it going from that relationship.
You look at, some of these young receivers the Jets have and that they're putting out there. Obviously, Garrett Wilson's kind of leading the charge for them over there. I'm sure you've seen a lot of young receivers, come through this league that you've had to match up against. What is it about some of these rookies that seem to acclimate to the pro game real quick? Like Garrett Wilson is probably an example of that. Like, he just kind of jumped in the league, hit the ground running. Do not pass go, do not collect $200. He's just rolling. What is there a common thread that you see in a lot of these rookie receivers that get it quick and produce early? Is there a common thread that you find in some of these rookie receivers that just take to it and go?
From my experience, from what I'm seeing, it starts in the offseason, and I see guys from like high school, working on their craft, knowing they want to be a receiver or a corner. And they're not playing, quarterback or running back and going to play corner. They're playing one position. They're working on that position specializing in that one position, and just from high school and on out. So when I was in high school, I was playing running back.
Right.
I was playing quarterback.
Right,
I was playing all different types. I was playing different positions.
Different
That's
now?
the way it is.
It's different now. Now these guys are really specializing in one position, and they sticking to it all the way to the college.
That comes from also being at a big enough high school. I mean, if you come, a small high school like the one I went to, I don't know what kind of high school you went to, but there ain't nobody else to play. I mean, you got to go, and if you're the best guy on both sides of the ball, you got to play both sides of the ball. You do that to help your team win. It's part of the learning process of being a great teammate, is doing everything you can. Yeah. I think it's a gift to be at a larger school and being able to get quality coaching on a craft that you can continue to work at. And I think we see, and you can tell me now, you came in 2013, I came in 25 years before that. The players that are coming out now are way more polished. Way more polished, way better. They're way better than guys were when I was coming out.
Way more.
Yeah.
Because you look at Wilson, he come in and out his breaks. Like it seemed like he'd been in the league for a couple of years now.
It looks effortless.
It looks effortless. Like
second nature.
Yeah, it's
they don't
like
have to think about it. Yeah.
So with guys like that, you just you just play them. Like play your technique. You trust in yourself because he's gonna definitely trust in him.
So if you had to describe him, would you call him a technician type player? I mean, obviously he has physical gifts, but is his calling card being a precise, a precision type route runner, or where he makes every route look the same, or what is his bag?
Precision type route runner. He's a great route runner. He's like I say, getting out of his breaks, and once he make that first cut, it's explosive. The next two steps is out of here. Like you have to be on point. And with that guy, you just can't blink. Like that was. That what Vaughn say all the time, don't blink.
Yeah.
And with him, once you blink, I mean, he just might get past you. So you got to keep your eyes on him at all times.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and this Jet team really thrive. I mean, you got a Mike White coming in. They've been struggling. Zach Wilson was there early. They've struggled to find a guy to take snaps, but they feel like they're going to rally around this young guy, this Mike White. Give us a sense. Now, you've probably been through this once or twice in your career where you're on the other side of the ball. The offense has got their problem. They're trying to gather it up, and you're trying to rally around the guy. But on defense, you do the same thing. Even though the guy's not on the field with you, you still rally for the team with a young quarterback, even when you're playing defense. So I'm talking about the Jet defense. They're going to rise. I mean, this is a team that's driven by their defense. And you're playing a Jet team that's going to it's not their offense that's making it go.
Yeah. So with that, you just try to give your quarterback as much opportunities as much as possible, so you can put points on the board. So you put all that weight on your shoulders, so your offense can go out there and control the game.
Yeah.
Xavier, I was looking it up to make sure I had this right. You played Mike White last year when you were with Indy, right?
I did.
And he kind of did he come in relief? He didn't start that game, did he?
Actually, he did. I think
He
he
did
ended up
st- oh,
getting
yes, he
hurt.
did start the
He
game.
did. He ended up getting hurt.
And he did get hurt, so you didn't really even get to see much of him on the field. So how do you prepare when you really only have film to go off of for the most part, number one, and then number two, you've got a limited amount of game film to go off of. I mean, he's got 5 starts in his career. So how do you kind of try to really get a feel? Like, you play somebody like a Brady, you've probably played him like 10 times. Like, you know what to expect.
Yeah.
How do you prepare for a guy like this with limited tape and limited on-field exposure?
You just look at the tendencies of the offense, and then after that, you just look at his tendencies and who he like throwing to, his checkdowns and everything else. But once you get that down, how he ramp up, who his favorite targets and who he like throwing to when he's under pressure. Like things like that, you get a feel for. And then after that, is he a check down quarterback? Is he like the one that like to take shots? You get that feel, and once you get a feel for that, then you know what type of quarterback you're going against.
Yeah.
Give us all right. Last one for me. Just give us a synopsis of what you think this game should look like if it goes you guys' way. I mean, what's this defense?
Oh, I know what Coach Frazier's list is.
Right? I mean,
Less than 17 points, right?
100% less than 17. I mean, we definitely have to stop the run. Them guys been playing smash mouth football for a while now.
Right.
Definitely stop that, and not get Mike White going with 17. That's going to be his guy. When he gotta have it and he needs something to go for him, that's who he's going to. So we shut him down and stop Mike White from getting to him and shutting down the run. Then we win in this game.
All right,
man.
that
Good
sounds good.
stuff.
Listen, Xavier, thanks for giving us some time here. We appreciate you coming right off the field and
Stay in one piece,
rolling
man.
in here. Yeah, good luck. Stay healthy. Get a dub on Sunday.